We're here with Auditi Chakravarty from AERDF, doing incredibly important work in EdTech research, and she was just named one of the leading women in AI. Congratulations and welcome to the AI Show.
Thank you, Alex.
So what's your experience been like so far? I know you're just showing up at this amazing space.
I know, it's incredible. It's my first time coming to the AI Show. I've been coming to ASU+GSV for years, and this year I said, let's come and see what it's all about. And it's incredible. It's so great to be in a space where there's so many educators walking around and seeing folks with all their school district badges and also all the organizations. And of course, really amazing to be named to the
it's an amazing group. The people all around us are absolutely superstars in the space. Lots of founders. It's just an amazing group.
Yeah.
So tell us about AERDF's, what's on your mind, top of mind with the AERDF world? You have so many fingers in so many different pots. What's on your mind right now?
Yeah. Well, I think one of the things that I'm really thinking about when it comes to AI as we're here is how much AI seems to be like in everything that we're using and talking about. And one of the questions that comes up is like, how are we using it to do research? How are we learning more about pushing the boundaries and edges, and also really thinking about human-centered AI and what that means for learning? One of the things that we hear is that we know a lot about AI, but we don't know as much about the intersection of AI and learning science.
Very much
so we're really interested in digging into that. We just announced our fourth AERDF program earlier this year, Augment Ed, which is going to be all about understanding what does the classroom of the future, where AI augments the teaching and learning experiences, and teachers are still very much the orchestrators of that, and learners are very much at the center. But what does it look like, and how do you really advance the use of AI to do that? And AI is a strong component of all of our other three programs, as well as it is of anything, right? How do you build better content using AI and build better capabilities, personalization, all of those things we're working on. But Augmented is going to be our first really deep dive into pushing on the learning science and the technical capabilities.
That's huge.
AI.
I feel like we're learning more about the learning science in AI than we did with the learning science in the first generation of online learning. I feel like it's top of mind from the beginning. We're still in the very early innings of AI, and already people are thinking about how do we actually get the learning science in there.
Well, hopefully we learn from some of the mistakes, because we haven't talked about learning science enough, right? No. And so now we're benefiting from, let's actually lead with that a little bit more. Not that, we're already a little bit behind, but at least we're starting early. Relative to what we've done in other...
Well, people often replicate the commercial space when they're doing B2B or they're doing education products, and they don't always think about, okay, actually, there's something fundamentally different about everything in education. You have a purpose here. It's not just to keep people using it. That's not the end goal. There's a third purpose, and the learning science is so key to that.
Exactly,
And for those who aren't super familiar with it, just give the quick overview, because it's an amazing place and it's a very unusual player in the EdTech space.
So we are an advanced research and development organization. So that advanced is really key. It is about really pushing to the edge of what's possible and what's known in science and technology and classroom practice to discover new knowledge, new research, new solutions. So each of our programs are focused on a problem or an opportunity area, but they're asking questions about what if, right? What if you could really better measure executive function skills in mathematics, and what does that look like? What if you could assess students' capacity to learn in completely different ways from the way that we do that right now? And then they're doing research and technology development, and it's an iterative process, right? So it's really R&D, where the R informs the D and the D informs the R, and the goal is solutions. So each of our programs is leading to either new products that are in the market or will be soon in the market, but also a lot of new research and findings and capabilities that we want the rest of the field to pick up and benefit.
I love that, R&D sort of loop, but that makes a lot of sense. And that's been my experience with everybody connected to AERDF. They're developing, they're putting things out, but they're also learning as, they're doing research as part of the core of what they're doing, both user research and formal research.
Because you've talked with Rebecca Kokler, who leads Reading Reimagined, and who was also on the list of the top 200 women in AI. And her program is a great example. Building a literacy tool that is critical right now for building foundational literacy. But every time, she and I talk about what they're learning next, there's so much new learning that they're now channeling right back into
and Magpie Literacy is literally built into its product a way to
the cycles
to learn very quickly and test new things.
It is very much about those cycles.
Amazing. Well, what are you most excited about at the show? Let me just end with that. What are you most excited to learn as you walk the floor here and go to sessions?
Well, I am excited to walk the floor and see some of the cool things. I'm hoping to see some cool new tools and maybe meet a few people. I already have met a couple of people who, especially as we're doing the work of Augment Ed, we're going to be looking for educators who want to lean in and partner with us, and for scientists and researchers. So really looking forward to making some connections while we're here. And as always, this is a great place to catch up with folks like yourself and others that we see a few times a year at these kinds of events. So definitely looking forward to catching up with some friends.
To see all the familiar faces and connect with people.
Absolutely.
Auditi Chakravarty from AERDF. Check it out, doing really interesting work. Thanks for being here with us on the EdTech Insiders AI show floor.
Thank you so much, Alex.